got a mountain inside your chest. It's been a while, just waiting to crest. Look through the fog and clench your fists. Strike a spark, ignite the mist. Feel the earth beneath your soles. Roots run deep, you're in control. Whisper loud and let them hear. Every answer's in your mirror.
Shelia Tillich is back. For those that don't know, may not be familiar, she's a metaphysical minister, recovery metaphysician, and international energy healer with a background in healthcare, which I always think is really, really helpful and great. You were at Rochester General Hospital.
Yeah.
She now focuses on holistic energy practices to assist individuals in their healing journeys.
Absolutely.
And also does therapy, right?
I do a lot.
Yeah, that's the thing. So there are a few things on my mind today, and particularly the idea of letting go, which is, right?
Exactly.
And so it sounds so simple, yet I feel like we cling, we revisit, we assign meaning to past situations that maybe don't need the meaning. Lately, my perspective has shifted. I find myself tracing things back to the roots and go, well, this no longer serves me,
Exactly.
right? It's bullshit. It doesn't serve me.
Right.
But what if the resentment is still lodged deep, woven in the fabric of my being, or as you say, the issue in your tissues? How do we truly let that go? And that seems to be the real work. But the question sometimes is how. Like, what practices can people do to sort of go back and go, I got to let this go. I don't know how.
Yeah. Go inside.
Yeah.
Go inside and just stop, and be in the present moment. We talk about that all the time. But we are so busy living,
Right.
We got to do this, we got to do that. And then when situations come up, like the resentment, we don't know where they come from. But there are many, many layers. And so be quiet. Be in the present moment, relax, and also get help like me. People like me.
Right.
Talk about, the root issues. What are the issues in the tissues? Why are you feeling the resentment? Why are you feeling like you always got to be in control? And that has to do with survival.
Yeah.
And what we've been programmed to believe limits us.
Yeah, the programming, it's interesting because I'm even thinking of people in my life that can go back to situations that are over 50 years ago.
They remember it, don't they?
And they go right back to it, and it can actually ruin their day.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's something that happened so long ago, but they can't let it, it's like it's in there. And that's the thing is like, how do we, because the idea is you got to reach for the better feeling thought.
Yeah.
And that sounds so simple.
Yeah. But there's more to it.
Okay.
It's deep. All right. It's in the heart center, who you are as a divine, but also your thinking and your thought process.
Right.
It is the emotions that come out. It's like, where does this emotion come out? I wasn't thinking anything about that. But as you live every day and try to make a living and do what you doing your best, the best you can, and then all of a sudden it blows up.
Yeah.
And it's like, what did I do wrong?
Right.
Well, sometimes it wasn't you. It was being in the actual situation that happened, but it really wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
But it's also part of you letting go, what we talked about, letting go and do different. All right. So that didn't work. So maybe I should do this.
Right.
But we always take it on. We take it on.
Well, yeah, we take it on. It's personal.
Everything.
Sometimes.
That's the emotions.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the heart and the thoughts, the emotions come from the things that you see and do and feel.
Is it fair to say our what isness right now is old news? It's stuff that you brought forth. And so whatever.
It's old, distorted energy loops.
Okay.
So remember, it's all about energy.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, your behaviors, your beliefs, things that you learned, but also things that are stuck.
Yeah.
And a lot of times are old, distorted energy loops, things that you were programmed. And also society.
Yeah.
Society, it's a big one. We are changing so quickly, and it has to change, but it's following the actual, the order of change, what is supposed to happen for humanity. And a lot of people don't understand that, but on an individual level, it's happening to all of us.
Right.
The change is too fast, but there's also a reason for that. But we're all going through the issues in the tissues, the anger, the resentment, the control, the why isn't it working? The self-doubt.
Yes.
And the self-doubt has to do with not feeling good enough or worthy enough. And it's within the cellular memory of the body. In other words, it's inside.
So when I say like we get trapped in the what isness of life,
Yeah.
right? Right now, a lack of money, a person not in your life, a job that isn't there, or whatever else we feel is missing. And in doing so, I feel like we stay stuck there because that's where we're focused.
Exactly. That's what my role is, to help
Yes.
you get unstuck, unstuck from things that no longer serve you. And you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. So
Right.
we always go back to that. But it's about change and evolving of things that don't work for you anymore. It's like, why is this not happening? It's because it's time to do different. And that's what the learning is all about. And going with inside and asking for help. And, the answers do come to you when you just listen and get out of the old thinking. Get out of the old thinking. I'm not good enough. Here we go again. Woe is me.
Yes.
So that's the emotions.
I think when I think about how do we break that cycle, is it just merely thought? This is where I believe things like meditation, where you calm the brain, right? Try to
And the energy that you're around.
energy
That
around.
is a big one. And how you put input into your brain, what
Yeah.
you watch, what you see, what you listen to. But the people also, everybody's going through this. And a lot of people aren't ready to move on. And they want to stay stuck. But you get in the middle of that energy and you feel that. And that's what the triggers are.
Okay.
Those are like something triggered you. Well, somebody said, or something you've seen, or something you don't believe, or something that's like, that's ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. It's like, why can't they see? And it's like, you can see it, but why can't they? And there's the anger comes up.
Yeah.
And so when you do healing work, any type of healing work, meditation is great. Actually, energy healing, what I do is I bring your best self forward.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Your soul knows what needs to be healed. And it's you taking action to, okay, I got to do something different. And so you take the action, just like with the session that you've had, and you're going to
Yeah.
have another one.
Yep.
But it's all about going with inside and doing different. But sometimes you don't know what to do. And that's why you say, I'm stuck. Yeah. So we have to do it slowly. And this is a society of fast pace.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And the problem is that what is happening now, the energy is fast paced and it's putting out there into us. And we're used to it. Okay, this is what we programmed to do. La, la, la. We're going to go through our day and this is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But now is what is things are changing profusely every single day. And it's just all of us are out of whack. Our electromagnetic field is out of whack. So when you talk about energy, you talk about the systems within your body, how you process things, how you think, your emotions.
So to sort of shield yourself.
Absolutely. You put the big, the hand up, talk to the hand type. Talk to the hand, and because that's what you learn to do. When you don't want to face anything, talk to the hand.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't work that way because the hand is like, okay, and it shows you that you're not worthy enough to be heard and that other person's stopping you.
Right.
All right. So then
Right.
it triggers the old emotions that's within the layers of the energy field.
Okay.
When I talk about the old distorted energy loops, those are distortion means it doesn't serve you, but it's the way it was to survive.
Right.
So that's why it's a new way of thinking. That's what this new energy is about. Of that, you got to really look deep inside and start to change the things deep inside.
Yeah.
And because they're all going to pop up. I always call it like the whack-a-mole. It pops up all over your body. The guilt, the shame.
So with things like guilt and shame and all that, and
Anger and resentment.
it always, I feel like it's such a simple process. I feel like it's like very simple. Go for the better feeling thought. Being optimistic, you always feel better. That's your true self. That's your true thing. And when I say we get caught up in the what isness, the lack of whatever,
That's society.
or the guilt, or the whatever it is, or you are talking to somebody and they're telling you about your own life, giving you advice, and it's opposite of the way you were thinking when you were really feeling good. And now you feel like shit and you don't know what to do, and you become like this ping pong ball. And I go,
Yeah.
there's got to be a way for you to go inside and almost steel yourself and go, because I always say the world is never going to stop coming at you, but what your reaction is to it is better. And if you can see things for what they are, and you just want to be happy, and everything goes better when you're happy. It's just, boy, we get caught up, and it's hard to let all that go. And that's where I think sometimes I go, do practices like meditation, having a steady meditation practice, actually raise your vibration and sort of let you see things that are better. And, you know, it's, boy, it feels like it's so easy to say and not easy to do.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the work.
Is. And that's what really makes you mad, is because sometimes most people try to give you advice or tell you what they would do. It's like, it's just irradiates what's not, you feel lower than, not good enough, and you can't accomplish that. So you feel like they're not listening to me. All they're doing is putting their stuff onto me. That's not what I'm saying. That's the control stuff.
Right.
And so as you start to self-heal, when you go within inside and start to unravel all those pieces of codes and thoughts and behaviors that are deep down inside, how you survived, you start to let the good stuff come through. The good stuff meaning thoughts of doing different, totally different. And then it's about raising your vibration. We were talking about that. Your consciousness vibration, and it's a inside job. You got to do it inside yourself. Nobody else can do.
Right.
So that's why a lot of people like me, you know, we've been through it, and we go through it every single day, and we go back and forth just like everybody else. A yo-yo with our emotions, and it is going up and down. But go with inside. Look for people that can help you go with inside and start to heal. Now, as a practitioner, what I do, I'm just the conduit. Your own DNA, your inside ability as a human, you have a spiritual side. That spiritual side controls everything. A lot of people say, well, that doesn't make any sense. Well, it does, because we are electromagnetic fields and bodies. And so as you start to go with inside, you start to have the peace, and it starts to repair the things that got discombobulated.
Right.
All right. So that's the advantage of doing energy work, but also figuring out, what are you stuck on?
What's your hang up?
Yeah. And a lot of times, you know, mental medicine, which is wonderful, we got to go beyond that. You know, I did all that. I know that. I came from that. That there's so much more of who we are and our abilities. They don't know who to go to. But it takes time. You know, you just can't take it, you eat the whole elephant at once.
No,
right. And
yes.
we want to. We want to.
Yes. Well, we want, I often think that you have the power to change things instantaneously.
You do.
But we don't believe it? Why can't we? Why can't we all of a sudden go,
That's the programming.
Okay.
It limits you.
Yeah.
Now think about that.
Yeah.
And it's what you've always been taught, so that's what you're going to believe. However, evidence is coming out that I'm not happy. I got to do something. I'm stuck. And that's where I come in.
Yeah.
That's where I come in.
Right.
And let's break it down slowly. What are you feeling? Oh, I don't know. I don't want to talk about my feelings. I want to talk about this person, what they did to me.
Yes.
It's like, we're not talking about that person. They're not here. We're talking about you. And so that's why it's the inside job.
Yes.
And so by doing energy work, what you do is slowly unravel all those distorted loops of energy that kept you stuck doing the same thing over and over again, what you were programmed to do. Things are all changing now. Everything's changing. And it's new opportunities. If you look at it as an opportunity.
Right.
If you look at it as, oh my God, this is, the world's gonna end type thing, right? And that's how people are, because they are so stuck in that energy,
Right.
that they're scared. It's the fear, which we talked about many times, about the love and the fear. And as you start to heal, you start to come for a more heart center vibration. So when you're talking to somebody that's telling you what to do and how to do it, and you really just get mad because it's like, you're not listening to anything I'm saying. That's not how I'm feeling. That's what they're feeling. You can actually not react to it.
Yeah.
What you can do is, when you train yourself and you go inside and heal yourself first, then you resonate a different frequency out, and not get so angry with people or what they say, or you don't have to contribute to it. Just like pick your battles type thing.
Well, it is a pick your battles type thing. And there's some people that, let's say it's somebody at your job that always rubs you the wrong way, right? And everybody has something like that. Is it possible to almost focus on the good attributes of that person
Absolutely.
and get more of that from them
That's what
and
you do.
less of the bad?
That's what you do.
Yeah. And does it help to like write those things down?
Yes.
Only because there's a connection somehow, it makes it, I don't know.
Well, that's when you're talking about journaling, when people
Yeah,
talk
or
about
even just
journaling,
like-
grateful list. Or it's like, no,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really like this person. I like that they can do this, and their relationship with this, and then you can write the other column. Well, it's not. He didn't listen to me. I want some help here, and all he's telling me is what he would do. But that's good. I can take some of the stuff what he do, but I don't feel like I'm getting unstuck.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still stuck in the same situation.
Right.
Because you're still going to the same person who isn't where you're at.
Right.
All right. They're not, that's the changing the frequency. You
Yeah.
don't resonate with that frequency anymore.
Right.
Meaning you don't resonate with those people, places, and things, or it's not a good, I need other kind of help, or I need to be in a different, moving on in a different direction.
Right.
And a lot of people don't want to because they have the fear. So it's like it's a big energy loop, and you're talking about the ping pong. Absolutely. But it's also about going within and the energy and the ability that you have. And a lot of us have told that's a bunch of bullshit. And religion talking, that's evil, that's the devil. Well, what is going on is the different duality of the energy, and the energy is in your brain, the vibration in your brain, what you're thinking.
Yeah. I almost often think now, right? You talk religion and all the things that we were
Been there, done that.
schooled in, and
Good stuff and bad stuff.
yeah, but I'm starting to think like we all have the ability that Jesus or Yeshua, or however, had or has, and you can evoke that within you. You can move mountains, but it sounds easy to say, and then you find resistance somewhere or contrast in something, and it brings you right back. And it is how we're programmed.
Well,
and
it's programming. It's keeping you stuck doing that stuff.
Right.
If you don't do this is what's going to happen. Well, sometimes this is what's going to happens because you believe that this is what's going to happen. But when you start to wake up, this is all about waking up to the ability and the power that you have.
right.
And a lot of people don't believe they have power. Is because of all these programmings, and they've been told they don't have the power. Only God has the power.
Right.
And this is what's going to happen.
But you are an extension of source energy. You are that.
Your energy.
Yeah.
Your
You are
energy.
that.
And everything that Jesus talks about is love and help
Yes.
people.
Yes.
Not belittle people and put people back down, or it be in that negative vibration of what their thoughts and what they need to do. And so that is all those negative energy loops that is inside for survival. So when you get to the point where you're stuck and you feel like I can't survive anymore, I just want to check out of here.
Yeah.
Which it happens all the time.
Right.
And that's what's happening now, is that it is moving so quickly that so many people are just beside themselves. The anxiety and the stress.
Yeah.
And that's why, as a heart math coach, stress and trauma, what is stored within inside the body? But you can go inside the body with your thoughts and bring it back to your emotions of love.
Right.
And that's why that works. And that's measurable data. That's scientifically. But that's not accepted as well as the mainstream or the programming that you've always known.
Well, we're always told you got to grind it out, work real hard and
And then
do
you're
those.
going to be rewarded, and this is what's going to happen. If you don't do that, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
You're going to end up on the street like that bum.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
And I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think you've got to go with pure positive energy, thought, and let that be your guide. Let that be the thing that brings you to different places. But it's easier said than done. We fall back on what we were programmed to, and so this doesn't work. And then you go, well, these people are crazy. These people are nuts.
Right, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Might be good for you, but it doesn't work for me.
Right.
And that's called moving on. But also, you don't disrespect them or not glad that you had a relationship with them, because that's part of your growth.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they no longer serve you.
Right.
And that's where releasing what no longer serves you is all about. And that's what this energy is all about. As far as we can change, we can move forward in a more healthier manner individually with our lives by becoming unstuck, being aware of what you're stuck with.
Yeah.
Like you talked about resentment.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And you talk about, income and money and surviving. And that's all stuff we've been programmed.
Right.
But when we turn it over, let God, let go, as they say, but turn it over. And what does that mean?
Right.
What does that mean?
What does it mean? And that's
does
my
that
question.
mean?
Like, because it's so easy to go, let go. I'm not going to think about it. I'll just let go. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But,
and everybody has their own journey.
Yes.
They have their own bottom that they're going to hit, and they're going to have their own experiences that they're going to hit. And that's part of us growing as souls, building the wisdom that's inside of us.
Yeah.
And we can use that. A lot of people say, yeah, but in wisdom, I'm going to stay away from that guy because this guy is going to, it's like, so that's being sarcastic, but it also shows that they don't believe it.
Yes. Right.
Because they've been hurt. They've been programmed that it really doesn't work. You've got to do this path or it's not going to work.
Right.
And society is showing that now with all the changes that are happening. Mm-hmm. And they're freaking out is because they don't know how to handle it. And that's what we're all going through. We're going through this pain and this energetic change in humanity. And it's happening to the whole world. It's just not us. However, it will get better because it shows it's changing. Mm. If you look back, that's why I always say, look back where you were 20 years ago, 30 years ago, your childhood, whatever. What are your beliefs now? Who are your friends? Do you still have the same friends? Most likely you don't. Mm-hmm. Is because you outgrew those people. That's the same with your wisdom and the things that you learn. You've outgrown it. But you use the information. Yeah. You use the intelligence from it because that's how you grow to be a more enlightened soul.
Right.
Or a more energetic person or get from here to there. But there's all different ways of going from here to there. And that's where you gotta start from the beginning. You gotta back up.
Right.
Back up. And that's why I always talk about going to the root cause.
Yeah.
How did that happen in the first place?
Right.
And that's what energy work does. And it allows taking layer upon layer apart, taking it off, and then your own spirituality or your innate body, your soul, your knowing starts to work.
We like to be in the know. We're nosy. We don't want to admit that necessarily, but we like knowing the different gossip in the news. And did you see this? And did you see that? And I feel like we get too much. We're not built to get all this information, and that it throws you off because now your thinking is more comparative and I don't have or whatever. And we lose these things. And I'm starting to really think that the one thing that will bring us all back is discipline, in a self-discipline in terms of what really makes you happy. If you discipline yourself to that, you'll actually feel better.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? A discipline of going to bed at a certain time, eating a certain way, avoiding. I'm not saying not have fun and not, but almost like a simpler.
Well, it's self-healing, self-care.
Yeah.
It's about, it's here again. It's about going inside.
Yes.
And it's always an inside job.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, yeah, but you don't understand, my pressures and everything and what I deal with. And that's where the choices come in.
Right.
Turn off the TV or listen to different TV.
Yep.
And that's, that's a big one right there. The manipulation and the mind control affects the consciousness field.
Yeah.
All right. So what you think is what you will get. If you think that you're not good enough or this is never going to work, or turn the focus on something else instead of what you need to change in yourself. That's about growing and evolving, changing yourself first.
Right.
And a lot of people want to just do it overnight, the magic pill.
Right. Exactly.
It doesn't happen that way.
No.
It doesn't happen that way.
And it's part of the journey, as we said.
It's the
right?
journey.
The journey.
And it's about your individuality and evolving into something else.
That's the thing, is like the power is within you. And sometimes I almost feel like you got to simplify things and realize and stop attaching meaning to certain things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also old beliefs.
Yeah, right.
Old beliefs.
Well, going back to the resentment and the things that are...
And then also when you talk to somebody like me that do different, they say, well, how they can feel the energy is different and they feel comfortable coming up and talking to me. And then you have people that it's like, they don't want anything to do with you, because they don't like that comfortable energy, Right. So it's like, from your heart center if somebody is being genuine.
Yeah.
We've talked about that before too. And it is about the frequency in the heart and what you're thinking and what you're feeling. And love is the highest frequency. So as you start to grow wisdom or whatever, you start to realize what matters to you, what is really important. That's where making those lists to come into play.
Yeah.
All right. And also getting that energy out of emotions. If it's bad energy or resentment, anger, write down why you're resentful towards somebody.
Okay.
Whatever. Write down why you're angry. I'm angry because he did this to me. He made me look like a fool.
Right.
I'm angry because he took my finances or whatever, and it's like, but you can see it written down and then you can say, holy cow, do I talk like that?
Yeah.
It's just like recording yourself.
Yes.
And you're not even seeing it recorded and then you realize, did I do that?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not how I want to come across.
No.
And so then you have to change it.
Yeah.
But you have to do something. And a lot of people don't want it. They want everybody else to do it for them.
Right.
And they want to blame everybody else instead of looking at themselves.
Well, it's hard work. It's one of these things, like I almost equate it with going to the gym. You know what I mean? You've got to do this exercise to strengthen your body and to do that. And you've got to do this to strengthen your ability to kind of see things more clearly.
Exactly.
And be a little more tuned in and tapped in and tuned on or whatever.
Right, exactly. Enlightened.
Awakened. Yes.
Awakened.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
it's all about it being enlightened as far as that there's other ways of living, of being happy.
Right.
There's other choices, and you're awakened to the power that you already have. It's just tapping into it.
Right.
And then the serendipity and the synchronicity, how people come into your life. A lot of times they come into you and it doesn't mean anything. You don't really care. And then they come back into your life 20 years later, whatever. And then they're still evolving.
Yeah.
And then you remember some of the things they said. And then this is the time to start asking questions. Well, what do you do? Well, I get up and I meditate 20 minutes a day in the morning. I get up earlier. Oh, I don't have that time. I got to get to work. Well, you set the clock, you go to bed earlier,
Right.
you take responsibility.
Right. Yeah.
And the same with going to the gym.
Yes.
You feel better.
Yes. That's what I mean by the discipline. That sometimes, because
it's too easy to do things.
Right. And we hear terms now like brain rot. I just scroll and scroll and scroll. Put the phone down. Be disciplined. If it's not making you happy.
Yeah.
I used to say often, if it doesn't make you happy and it doesn't make you money, why are you doing it?
Okay, so money. So there you go.
Yeah, right.
So let's take a look at that. If it doesn't make you happy, it doesn't make money. So the power of having money is an issue.
Yes.
Okay. So we got to take that away. A lot of people say, what?
No.
You have to go with inside.
Yeah.
And then what's supposed to come to you will come to you. And also new opportunities will come out.
Yes. And I think if you just went with what makes you happy, it will make you money.
Exactly.
Yes, all the abundance will
Bingo.
come to you.
You got
But
it.
you got to go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that those are always the things they say
you said
are
a
so
word
much
called
easier
fault.
said than done.
It's
Yes.
my fault.
Yeah.
So let's change that.
Okay.
How about a lesson?
How about
A lesson.
a lesson?
Instead of
Yes,
fault,
yes,
lesson,
yes.
Or an opportunity.
Or an opportunity.
So many people have said when they've hit their bottom, when their house burned down, or when they lost their job, they got a better job. You know, when they have cancer, a lot of people say I'm a survivor, and people that I know also say, I don't feel like I did anything wrong to deserve this. It just happened. It was part of me being a human being. The experiences that I learned to grow and be a better person,
Right.
and to learn from it and not be hurt by it.
Right.
Right. So it is your thought process about it. When you say it was your fault, that triggers old things that you've been told that you must have done something bad to have this happen.
Yes.
It's like,
yes.
no,
Yes.
we come here in the big classroom of earth to learn these lessons.
I've been told.
As humans.
I remember somebody saying to me, "What is it about you that someone in there
Yes.
is the right thing?"
And it shows that you need to do different.
But
It's
if
like,
you
it's
can
not working for me.
soften the words a little bit.
Fault. You said
Yeah.
that fault.
Honestly, yeah. I think
and,
that.
and that's a negative word.
Yes,
It's
it
like,
is.
And that triggers something inside.
Yeah.
Guilt.
Right. Well,
Or
who
just
hasn't
trust.
yelled at you? This is your fault that this happened, right?
Well, that's what they're programmed to say
Yes.
and to believe. And you don't have to believe that.
No.
That's their belief, not
Right.
your belief.
But if you start doing that, that's when they used to put you in the loony bin.
Oh, believe me. And also sometimes you
Like
lose,
serious, they think they lock
yeah,
you
you
up.
lose a lot of people. And it's sad because when you move, like I'm just going to put an example, like if somebody was a bum, Skid Row bum, you
Yeah,
know, and they were a big executive, and then they all the way through their addiction, whether it was alcohol or whatever, ended up on Skid Row, all right? And then they hurt so many other people, and then when they did hit Skid Row, they actually came up from there. There was no other place to go.
But up,
and
right.
then they're involved in recovery stuff and helping other people, and you can help a lot of other people, but you can't help the people that you hurt.
Yeah.
Your own family, the things that you did in the past. Well, that's true, but it's also the family's choice not to forgive.
Right.
It's the family's choice is not to say, okay, what's really important here?
Yeah.
It's about love. But a lot of people are hurt so bad that they don't want to even see the person's face. You know, they don't want to be in part of that. And that's very painful, but it happens.
Yeah.
And then what you have to do is, okay, what can I do to help others? What can I do that's good to make amends without, actually going to the other person making amends? But that's how you do. Sometimes you can't make amends to people that aren't ready to receive it.
Right.
And those are the ones that are still in the old beliefs, old programming, old pain.
Yeah.
And it's fear.
I always wonder if when you croak
Yeah.
and
Okay.
you get on the other side
Yeah.
and you look back and go, "Oh, I did that wrong,"
Well, that's,
or not wrong, but that's not what that meant. That's not. Is there?
oh yeah, it's exactly why you reincarnate into another lifetime so that you can change that,
Yeah.
or like karma type thing, or you can learn a new lesson.
Yeah.
And like I've always said, we've had many, many lives, and we've done everything. We've been male, we've been female, we've been the abuser, we've been the abused, we've been all that stuff. And it's so that we can learn to do different in your life, or to learn something different.
Right.
It happens all the time. The energy is changing now. Now we can change that. That's what the ascension is all about, of awakening your soul.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say, you hear these words, ascension, what is this? It's about doing different. And it's like feeling happy inside. It's like, but you got to do the work. And as you grow into a different person, all right, and when you do transition into another life, you carry everything that you've experienced into that new life. That's what's different in the energy now, is that we no longer have to live in the negative energy loops by building your soul to a higher frequency.
Right.
Or higher consciousness. And that's what they say, oh, now you're going to be a saint, right? It's like, no. I want to do better. I want to be happy.
Right.
I want to help people. I don't want to hurt people. Well, you're hurting people by saying that because you're a saint, and you never come to here. You never do that anymore. It's like, Okay, so I choose not to. It's all about
Yeah.
choices.
Yes.
I can't say, well, I made a mistake. No, you made a choice
Yeah.
to make that mistake.
Right. Yeah.
But there's reason for it.
Yeah.
And you can move to a higher frequency
Yes.
of understanding people.
Right.
And it's all about from the heart.
That I think that the idea, and sometimes with even words like fault, which are heavy, right?
That I picked up on that real quick.
Yeah. I often think, but it also, is that a word that can be used to show you have the power to change this?
Absolutely.
So we can say it's your fault that great things are happening. It's your fault that
Well, it's your blessing.
you're black. I mean, the word needs to be changed. I understand.
Or gratitude, or
the
thankfulness, or
the negativity, but
Right.
sometimes I feel like when you do the kind words, it people just miss it. We
Because
as human
they're not
beings,
used to it.
but fault, we all that one
yeah.
hits right at
That's
home.
right.
Yeah.
And that's where you take that's them taking the focus off themselves.
Yeah.
They're putting the blame on you.
Right.
It's not them. And those are the people that, they're a lot of times very unhappy people. Well, in April, I have a bunch of things, but at the end of the month, I have a practitioner days where I'm bringing a lot of practitioners in the area that do this type of work, any type of work, whether it's just massage therapists or whatever, to bring them so that the community can learn about them.
Yeah.
And it's not anything we're going to go have a reading or have a healing or anything. It is to meet and greet different practitioners. And then
Where is that?
that is actually at a center called Frequency Wellness Space.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And it's at on Elton Street in Rochester. It's between Atlantic Avenue and University. And it's from 1 to 3 on April 26th. It's Saturday afternoon, and it's free.
Yep.
It's free. Just come and meet. And you can, enlighten yourself
Right.
on different things.
Yeah.
And then in May, I have my own classes that I do. The first weekend will be my integrated energy therapy with the angels. That's you can learn to heal yourself. And then in the middle of May, I have a master's class. So there's actually 4 levels.
Wow.
So, I have something going all the time. And you can always check my website, sheilatillich.com.
Okay.
Get on my email list, subscribe, and take what you need, leave the rest. A lot of people, they
Right.
don't like this, I don't like that. That's fine.
Yeah. Take what you need and leave the
And
rest.
I have sessions, individual personal sessions all the time.
Yep.
It's only $122. A lot of people say, I can't afford that. Okay. Well, $122 isn't bad for an hour's worth of healing
No, it's not
and
at all.
education at all. And then you can do mentoring, which is another price. And I have a community of people that are like-minded. They want to stay in this positive energy. They
Yes.
don't want to be out there in the crazy world.
No. Right. And you can be among that and stay on that higher
And
frequency.
you can still be part of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you make a difference. And you push that ripple of love.
Thank you, Sheila.
You're
It's
welcome.
lovely to see you again.
Thank you.
And thank you for another great episode of Enlightenment.
All right.
Powers in your hands, no end. Break the chains and watch them fall. You've got the strength to stand tall.